Hello, here I am doing yet another video about the Sullivan kids, and I don't know what the heck is going on. I've never known a case like it. So I'm trying to keep this short, and as usual it's going to be a jumble and my speech is probably going to go. But anyway, I'll just get on with it. So if you're following this case and you're watching other YouTubers, you probably know by now that somebody has come forward and said he knows what's happened, that Malaya, the mother, did send the kids off with somebody in a car. And it was all because she wanted to escape the relationship, but didn't know how, which is what I did say in my first reading. Excuse me. And that she's even gone as far as to try and set Daniel up, the stepfather. Family members had gone to the trailer and stolen some of his items and planted them in the forest. Now, I've said all along I don't think Daniel's guilty of anything. So how can I do this? I've had to save screenshots of YouTube videos that have been going on, that I've seen anyway, yesterday. Let's have a look. So these have all saved back to front. This is why it's going to be such a jumble. So this was one I watched yesterday, and I've saved some what do you call them, subtitles. And it's not very easy to save subtitles because you have to be really quick. Excuse the traffic noise. And my screenshot saver is not brilliant. So what we've got here is this guy was talking. Excuse me. And he said they're temporarily in a native reservation, an area where outside law enforcement may hesitate to operate. She fled. She broke Child Protective Services protocol by leaving the home where she was. Now, I did say that I thought she might have ran away because she was scared of social services taking the children. He referred to the young group of girls who allegedly helped her disappear. I'm going to show you something interesting in a minute. The possibility that Malaya truly felt threatened, whether the threat was real or perceived. He described a crippling level of fear, one that might justify irrational behaviour. But rather out of desperation, she is, in his view, deeply impressionable, easily swayed by emotion. She definitely had some issues. A young girl in her situation wanted out of there. I said she wanted out of the relationship in my first reading. Who is psychologically overwhelmed, drowning in fear and unable to make rational choices. A better way to do that. There were alternative ways Malaya could have left legally and safely. Now, I personally felt that Daniel is autistic. I am myself, and I see it in him. And I felt she didn't feel she could leave him because he might have a massive meltdown and she couldn't cope with it. That's what I felt. Young girls trying to get their friend out of trouble. A group that lightly confided in each other. Remember that, confided. Reinforced each other's fears and created an echo chamber, I think that said. Makes this group more than just concerned friends. Is a complex web of connections. They were just a group of young girls, roughly the same age as Malaya herself. She had some friends. Missed a bit. For the authorities, or a belief that removing the children from their current situation was, missed a bit probably, complex, a fact that may be used to delay or obstruct formal investigations in such communities. Oh, that's for something else. So let's just go back and look at some of my cards that came up. So we've got female. This was my reading on 20th of May. Female. So that's Malaya. The death card came up in my reading. Obviously, when I saw that, I thought, oh no, that's the kids. And then I realised, no, death, as in the tarot card, death can mean new beginnings. And I thought, has she run away for new beginnings? This was the spirit box where it said friendship. Can you see that? And it said, be wary of her, when I showed a picture of Malaya. And I said, friendship? Did her friends help her? And this is what the man said last night. A group of her friends, right? Spirit box said that was her. So it was saying she was behind it. There's more. Already knowing the tea. Can't stand that expression. But it was telling me that somebody did know what was going on. And this will be the guy that was talking last night. Insecure. She's a very insecure woman, and she comes across as very childish. So that was about her. There's many others came up. So there's many others helping her. And that was on the 14th of June. Confided in someone. He said she confided in these girls. If this is all true, that is. Now, this wasn't actually on the reading for the Sullivan kids, but it was on another reading in the same week. So what often happens is it gets mixed up with me, and I'll get information for another reading in a different reading in the same week. So I'm assuming that was for the Sullivan kids, although it wasn't in a reading for them, right? Also, in this reading, family came up. So the family's helping her. Trapped. She felt trapped, stuck with no options. Legal. Apparently, she may have run to the reservation where her uncle is actually a lawyer, supposedly. This one was very interesting. Tribal. So that's the First Nations people on the reservation. Parent is covering up. Apparently, this all started with her mother. Shed, barn or farmland. Apparently someone says they saw them on farmland. Don't know if that's true. Right, so this was from the original reading. Child. I said about that one. Mule. Now, I said this is, she's treating Daniel like a donkey. That's an expression in the UK. I don't know whether it is in Canada. But treating him like a donkey. But the meaning on the card is someone extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So I don't know if that's her or him. We got seahorse, family matters. So it was to do with the family, why she felt she needed to run away. I did finally look this card up because that's an American expression. And I'll get to that in a minute. But that came up in the reading. Insecure, I've said about that. Tired of drama. I do imagine that Daniel was quite dramatic. And she couldn't deal with it. What else have we got? Oh, that's the end of that. So those were all the cards that fit. Now, even if this isn't true, what happens is the cards will tell me stuff that people are going to be talking about. So this was the bugaboo thing, and I looked it up, and it means something that causes worry. and it's also another name for the creature known as the bogeyman, an imaginary monster that children believe will hurt them or even take them away. So that said that in the original reading. So causes worry. She was extremely worried, obviously, and the only thing she thought to do was run. And I think she thought social services were going to take her kids away, and she had no choice. And it says here, what matters is that she believed it was, and that belief shaped her every move. So was it what I think, that she believed social services were after her? Also, this female card could mean the girls that supposedly helped. Oh, here we go. The children were last seen on a farm close to the indigenous territory, and I had the farm card. Malaya was deeply traumatized from 5 years with Cody. This is the biological father. She's incapable of navigating pressure without breaking down. She couldn't stand the situation anymore, just wanted to change her life. So that's the death card, the new start. Helped her to escape. They may also be hiding the children in a remote indigenous community. I hope I've saved a picture of something. I'm getting there. Here we go. Guardians may receive legal or cultural protection, making it significantly harder. And we had the legal card. I didn't save the picture, but halfway through this case, my husband, let me find it. Oh no, I'm on the wrong Facebook. Hold on, sorry. Sorry. I thought I saved the picture to the folder. Won't take me a second. Halfway through doing this case, I often get really weird signs, coincidences, that sort of thing. I actually live my life by signs and coincidences. This was a really strange one. Halfway through doing this case, my husband actually came home with a necklace that he got in a charity shop. Now remember, charity shops have completely random things in them. You never know what you're going to find. And I may have already put this in a video, but I need to put it in this one. He came home with, let me find it. This is all my work, you can see. And I've got 2 Facebooks full. I just need to show you this because it was really freaky. So you can see that this is all my recent work. These are the readings. See, I take photos of everything and keep it all. This is just the last few weeks. I must find the photo because it's really important. It was a necklace, and it looked indigenous because I thought, oh, is this a sign they're going to be found? But I now believe it's a sign telling us that they are on the reservation and they are safe, hopefully. I just need to find the picture. Sorry about this. As you can see, I do so much work. Quick. I don't need this video to be 50 years long. I'm sure I put it in another video. Here it is. This is the necklace he came home with. And it's got, like, it's very indigenous, very indigenous looking. Has it got the date? No, I can't get to the date looking at it like this. But there it is. It's got like an indigenous feather on it. And, oh, there it is, 28th of May. And it's very indigenous style as well. So I thought, oh no, are they going to be found? And it's going to be bad news. But obviously, it possibly means they are going to be found, but at the reservation. So anyway, that's my latest video on cards and stuff that were correct, and I shall do another one if there's any more news. Thanks for watching.